Carolyn Cameron and Mike Futa, and for the first time since 1979, the Leafs and Montreal Canadiens will meet in the playoffs in the first round. So, Mike, before we look forward, let's look back, not all the way to 79, but how about 1993?
Well, for two very passionate fan bases, they came very close to a Stanley Cup final with the infamous high stick by 99 on 93 in that Los Angeles Kings series. And I think the salivating fans in Toronto and Montreal can't get this one out of their mind, but now they're ready to dance again in playoff. It's a shame there's not going to be fans in the building, but that was a crushing blow to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now move forward. Here we are heading into the playoffs, the two storied franchises going at each other. It's just going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and now the big question for the Leafs is the pressure is this the year that they can get it done? And by get it done, I even mean win a round in the playoffs.
Well, I don't think a round is sufficient for this roster the way it's been built, and I think they judge themselves the exact same way, so that's not unneeded pressure. I mean, this team's had no playoff success as a core group, but you see the way they played this year with Austin Matthews taking it to another level, and Kyle Dubas filling the holes. This team's always been too soft in the playoffs, so bang, Foligno. Here comes Jumbo Joe Thornton. That whole line that we put together there with Thornton, Spezza, and Jumbo Joe Thornton, they all took less money, took everything less to come back and win a Stanley Cup as a Toronto Maple Leaf. That's how they're going to be judged on playoff success.
Really quickly, who starts game one in net for the Leafs?
Jack Campbell for me.
Okay. You know, I had to ask. Everybody's talking about it.
Colby will struggle with that. But
Meanwhile, for the Montreal Canadiens, they hope to have Carey Price in net, and they expect him to be back in net and recovered from injury to start the playoffs. But for Montreal, it's really about having a healthy team.
Absolutely, Caroline. I mean, Berge did all his work in the offseason, bringing in so many pieces, and obviously they've had so many key injuries down. You know, they lose Carey Price, Shea Weber, Brendan Gallagher, their heart and soul, Philip Daniel, the guy who's been shutting down Connor McDavid. They need to have these healthy pieces back in the lineup in order to compete with the Toronto Maple Leafs at this stage. I mean, he added his pieces in the offseason, and they've all worked out. Great season by Josh Anderson, Tyler Toffoli, but you know what? It's just time to take it to another level. If you really want it, plus, just as a pure hockey enthusiast, Corey Perry, Stanley Cup champion, Edmondson on the blue line. First of all, Price is going to have to be spectacular in net and just be the Carey Price of old. But even for the fans, you want to see the best go against the best. So hopefully we see healthy rosters against healthy rosters.
Well, speaking of the best, it's Connor McDavid and the Oilers taking on the Winnipeg Jets. And you think this series will come down to one name?
Connor. And we've talked about him enough on the show, both of them. But you see a game like tonight, Paul Maurice has got to be absolutely thrilled with the outcome tonight. He's always said this is the best goaltender he's ever coached in his history. Well, Helen Buck comes in firing on all cylinders. His last two starts have been shut. He shut out the Calgary Flames last week. Tonight he shuts out the Vancouver Canucks. He's going to have to be the best player in this series to have any chance for them to beat the Edmonton Oilers. And he's up for it.
And then, of course, Connor McDavid could be the other game changer, shall we say?
Well, every night it seems that I've been on, and every night that I watch from home, it's just one highlight after another. This is clearly the best player on the planet right now. Connor McDavid has everything going for him, and he's been doing it like McPoster, McJesus. They've called him everything under the sun. 100-point season, but I will tell you right now, the best players challenge himself to another level. If Connor McDavid does not have playoff success, he will call this season a failure. And the one thing you talk about, great players, what they want most, and he's got it all. Another Hart Trophy coming. He wants a Stanley Cup ring, and that's how he will judge his season.
I think we've probably personally offended Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor, you can